When we built the country, listen to me good now, and then fought, bled, and died to keep it, and still don't have anything.
That's right.
They took tax dollars,
yes, sir,
money that belongs to us, and they rebuilt Germany.
That's right.
They took money that belongs to us. They rebuilt Japan. Now Japan is #1 in the world, but we're still in the ghetto. Nobody gives a damn about us. This gotta stop. So I'm saying to them, look, we don't want welfare.
That's right.
Just give us what you owe us.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And we'll make it.
That's right.
Now they're giving it to the Japanese.
That's right.
How long were the Japanese deprived? Only 4 years. They took away all the Japanese property, put them in a concentration camp for 4 years, and they're giving the Japanese billions of dollars.
That's right. That's right.
One but a few thousand of them. But it's millions of us. Not for 4 years, but for 400 years. Then on top of that, every time we got a leader that would help us, they killed him.
That's right.
They got to pay for this.
Yes, they do.
One way or another, they got to pay.
All right, let's dive right in. If you caught the first part of Minister Louis Farrakhan's message, you know we were just scratching the surface. Now, buckle up, because in this second installment, we're going even deeper. We're talking about the shadows that lurk within, the very forces that can tear us apart from the inside out. Forget the surface-level chatter. We're about to unpack the raw, unfiltered truth about envy, community, and the relentless pursuit of self-determination. This ain't your typical feel-good sermon. This is a call to action, a wake-up call for those ready to face the real deal. We're going to pull back the curtain on the subtle, yet devastating ways envy erodes personal growth and the very foundation of our closest relationships. Farrakhan peels back the layers, revealing how this insidious emotion can poison our minds and hinder our progress. But it's not all doom and gloom. He also shines a light on the crucial role of women as pillars of support, particularly for men dedicated to a higher purpose. Prepare to confront uncomfortable truths about historical grievances and the ongoing struggle for justice. We're not shying away from the tough conversations here. Expect a no-holds-barred critique of systemic injustices, a deep dive into the concept of self-reliance, and a powerful call for collective action. Farrakhan challenges the very notion of integration, urging us to look inward and build our own institutions. We'll be exploring the potential of those often overlooked, the incarcerated, and how their skills can be harnessed for community development. And, of course, we'll journey to the heart of Africa, discussing the urgent need for infrastructure and self-sufficiency on the continent. Get ready to have your perspectives challenged and your understanding broadened. This isn't just about pointing fingers, it's about finding solutions. Farrakhan lays out a vision for a stronger, more united community, one that rejects the destructive forces of envy and embraces the power of brotherhood. He emphasizes that true righteousness isn't just about what we want for ourselves, but what we want for others. We're going to explore how to transform our communities from the inside out, starting with the individual. This is more than just a speech, it's a blueprint for change. So, get ready to engage with some hard-hitting truths and powerful insights. This second part of Farrakhan's message is a masterclass in self-reflection and community building. We're going to dissect the complexities of human nature, the challenges we face, and the potential we hold. Prepare to be inspired, challenged, and ultimately, empowered. This is where the real work begins, and we're here to unpack it all, together.
And so, we have to understand what Brother Farrakhan is asking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's right.
Brother Farrakhan is not saying all black people, let's jump up and go back to Africa.
Right. Make it plain. Right.
No, that's too easy on white folks.
Yes, sir. Tell it. Go ahead. That's right.
No. We built this.
That's right.
That's right. Go ahead.
This is as much ours, if not more so, than these second generation and third generation whites who just got here. When they got here, they met us here.
That's right. Yes, sir.
We're not saying we all should pack up and go, but what we are saying is, look here, integration was a hypocritical trick.
Right.
You all know you never intended to reconcile the differences between black and white.
That's right. Tell the truth.
We fared better under segregation than we are faring under integration. Many of you in this room came from the South. Your parents came from the South. Oh, it was rough down there. But look, we had our own bus company.
That's right. That's right.
Our own hotels,
Yes, sir.
motels,
Yes, sir.
filling stations. Come on.
That's right.
We had our own insurance company.
That's right.
Segregation forced us to do something for ourselves. But the moment they said we could spend our money with white folk,
Right.
our bus companies folded,
Right.
our filling station folded,
right.
our hotels closed down, our motels closed down, our restaurants closed down, our insurance companies got weaker.
Right. Right.
We didn't gain.
No, sir.
The Jews gained.
That's right. Tell the truth.
The sissies gained. Women gained. But the black people who fought and died with Dr. King, the little black brothers who threw Molotov cocktails and lit up these cities,
Right. Right.
what did you get from it? You got nothing but your firebombs put black people on the newspapers, on television, in boardroom, and in white folk bedroom.
Right. That's right. Right.
And you still in the ghetto,
That's right.
getting worse off.
Tell it.
Somebody has to speak for that.
That's right. That's right.
And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told me, don't speak for some,
That's right.
speak for all. And so we propose this. That just like these white folks set up the state of Israel for the Jews, we are asking all those who had a part in bringing us to this condition.
That's right.
You got to help black people get up out of it. We didn't give up our right to Africa.
That's right.
When you kidnap somebody from their home and hold them in another place for some time, that don't mean they can't go home if they want to. But if you keep me in a house and then you make me build a house, then fight to keep the house, then I recognize that I got a house of my own. Part of your house belonged to me, but I still got a home to go to.
That's right.
Look at this now.
Go ahead.
What I'm suggesting is that these white folk are putting our young people in jail,
That's right.
killing them, warehousing them, destroying them. I'm saying let all the prisoners go free. Look, we got 600,000 strong black men in jail.
That's right.
And some of you been there too.
That's right.
And you know you ain't no criminal.
That's right.
Come on now.
All right.
Brothers, if I ask you a question, I want you to be honest. How many of you have spent any time at all in the Cook County Jail or in any jail? Would you raise your hand? Now let's look at this. Okay, thank you. Sisters raising their hand too. Thank you, sisters. Would you raise them again? All right, thank you. Now look, if you spend any time in jail, now listen to me. Do you see yourself as a bad person? You see yourself as a person that never was offered the right chance, the proper opportunity. You're not bad people, brother. But you know the moment you go to jail and get a record, you keep on paying for the little jive crime that you did. Nobody wants to hire you because you got a record. Is that right?
That's right.
How many of you that have been in prison can't seem to find a job? Would you raise your hand? That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Now, brothers and sisters, what time is it? 10 o'clock. Gotta go. But what we're saying to white folks is this. We know the government got a plan to kill our people.
That's right. Keep telling us.
And we're saying to Pharaoh, look,
All right.
don't kill them.
That's right.
Let them go. If you don't have anything for them to do, you're not going to prepare a future for them, let them go and let us prepare a future for ourselves.
That's right.
We believe that on the African continent, there are millions of square miles of land that are unused. And what we are asking our brothers and sisters in Africa is, give us, your brothers and sisters in the Western Hemisphere, territory
That's right.
that is fertile,
That's right.
that has some mineral strength to it,
Right. That's right. Go ahead.
and an outlet to the sea.
That's right. Speak.
And let me be free. Don't hinder me
Right.
from teaching my people, meaning you,
Right. Right.
of the time and what must be done. You cannot hang around no more laying down on white people. You got to get up and do for yourself, or God will destroy you, because it's time. You are no longer to serve white people.
Right.
You got to serve yourself.
Yes, sir.
Now listen, listen. Let me teach my people.
That's right.
And then we put it to a vote. How many would like to stay? And how many would like to go to build a new nation for our people? I'm not asking you to say anything right now. I'm asking you just to think
Right.
on possibility.
Right.
Now, all the Jews didn't leave from wherever they were.
That's right. That's right.
Some went to make Israel. And they made Israel a hope for all Jews. Come on.
That's right. That's right.
Israel was a desert 40 years ago.
That's right.
But with some money and ingenuity,
That's right.
they've turned the desert
That's right.
into a paradise. Now look, Africa ain't no desert. They got plenty of desert in Africa, and we don't want nobody dropping us off in no desert.
That's right. Tell them, brother.
But look, wait, just listen to this. Look at what we've gained. Look at the knowledge that's among us. We are the most knowledgeable black people anywhere on this earth. That's the blessing of growing up in Pharaoh's house. We've learned all the arts and sciences of the world ruler. Now we can take it a step beyond with the knowledge of self. Now what I'm asking white folks to do, now listen to this. Give us the reparations that we're due. Okay? Let the prisoners go. Let them do their time building a new reality. You don't see them anyway. So how you gonna miss what's hidden away in a prison?
Right.
Now you sisters that ain't got no man, listen to me good. 600,000 black men that ain't got nothing but time to pump it up. And they in jail, buff down.
That's right.
Man, you let them brothers go. I know y'all gonna say, let me go too. Now suppose we got territory.
Right.
And we said to the government of America, okay, the money that you are paying to upkeep them in the jail,
20,000 years for prison.
you give that to us plus what you owe us. And we gather all these knowledgeable brothers and sisters that don't have a job. Now don't tell me you can't move 500,000 black people, because we saw you move 500,000 soldiers from here to Vietnam. So we know you can move them when you want to move.
Check that out.
We know it can be done.
Right. Good point.
And look here, brothers. We go on in and lay the infrastructure and build us up cities and towns.
Yes.
And set up your flag.
Yes.
Now just feel it. Just feel it. Feel it. Feel it. Feel it. God, that thing feel good. If you ain't ready to leave, Pharaoh, hey, we get dual citizenship.
Right.
You ain't got to renounce being a citizen here, because I told you they owe us as much on this side as we owe it on that side, so we'll keep dual citizenship. So we can go back and forth across the Atlantic, you understand? But check it out. Just, excuse me a minute, let's go to Africa a minute. We're on the other side, and we got our own flag, brother.
Right.
That's right.
Come on.
Military.
We got our own, listen now, our own government. We're making laws now for ourselves.
Right. Talk to us.
Setting up our schools. We ain't got to teach George Washington. We teach our children that which makes them strong in themselves. We go to building, but we got to reform. You see, when you're building for yourself, there's your reformation right there, man. You are not a criminal. And when you see the work of your hands building cities and towns, and you stand back and look, and this one is called so-and-so-ville.
All right.
Maybe your name. Just think about that. Name the towns after your heroes. We have to live in Chicago, New York. No.
Come on.
We in Garveyville. Look, man. Wherever you are, that's yours.
Right.
Walk on earth that belongs to you. And you know you got to have borders. And if you're going to have borders, you got to be able to protect your borders. So I just go to the government and say, look, we can't be in our own nation without the weapons to protect our nation.
Right. That's right.
Come on. We already got 600,000 buffed out.
That's right.
Men. And we got to have 600,000 buffed out sisters. Oh yeah, man, we got to have the weapons to protect our land, brother.
That's right.
And then we start moving in Africa.
Yes. All right.
Learning the language, and then taking this knowledge of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and moving until we create a United States of Africa.
Right.
Till we, from the Cape all the way to Cairo, we make Africa strong. Now we got millions over here.
Right.
And you got 80 million or so down in Brazil.
That's right. Come on.
You got the Caribbean.
Right.
Come in.
Yes.
And now you got Africa. And we take the technology we learn from white folk. And we develop the gold and the diamonds and the iron ore, which whitey needs to become a master, then we trade. We're going to have our problems, but at least that's our problem. That we don't mind having to be independent. Then if the United Nations is still around, look at it. Then you send your ambassador to the United Nations.
Right.
You got a seaport, an airport.
All right.
Mr. Pilot, stand up. Miss Pilot, stand up. Navigator, shipbuilders.
All right.
You need all of that when you're talking about building building a nation. We have to build the infrastructure of Africa to tie every African nation together with railroads, brother. So that if there's a famine in Ethiopia, Sudan got rich land, brother. If it's cultivated right, it could feed all of Africa right out of the Sudan. So when one part of our nation is sick, like it was when they had all that snow out here and it was killing the livestock, hay came from all over the country dropping here to feed the livestock. That's the way it's got to be in Africa. That's the way it's got to be in the Caribbean. There's hope for us.
Yes, sir.
We don't have to stay around here and die. Yes, sir. We got to have possibilities. And don't think it can't be done. It's better for them to think about doing that than to think about killing us all through disease, AIDS, cancer, drugs, gang warfare, putting guns in our hand to destroy one another. What you say? We got to go for it.
Yes, sir.
We got to go for it.
At the heart of Farrakhan's message lies a profound concern regarding the corrosive influence of envy. He posits that envy, particularly among men, undermines both personal growth and interpersonal relationships, notably marital love. This sentiment is rooted in the idea that men often struggle with feelings of inadequacy when confronted with the success of others, particularly those within their own communities. This struggle, according to Farrakhan, can manifest as resentment and animosity, hindering the development of genuine love and respect. He extends this concept to the broader context of community dynamics, highlighting the envy directed towards successful black Muslims. This envy, he argues, stems from a perception that their achievements threaten the aspirations and desires of others. Furthermore, Farrakhan identifies a strain of discontent among some Muslims who believe that their faith should conform to their own cultural expectations, rejecting the inherent diversity within Islam. This resistance to diversity, he contends, fuels envy and division. Farrakhan draws parallels between this contemporary envy and biblical narratives, referencing the jealousy of brothers in a well-known story. This comparison underscores his belief that envy is a timeless human flaw, capable of disrupting communities and hindering progress. He emphasizes the need for individuals to confront their own feelings of envy, urging them to reflect on their motivations and seek spiritual guidance to overcome these destructive emotions. Farrakhan also addresses the role of women in supporting men, particularly those dedicated to spiritual pursuits. He emphasizes women's perceived innate ability to sense and comfort men who are troubled. This perspective underscores a traditional view of gender roles, where women are seen as nurturing and supportive figures. However, it also highlights the importance of emotional support in the lives of men, particularly those engaged in challenging endeavors. A significant portion of Farrakhan's message focuses on critiques of systemic injustice and historical oppression, particularly as it relates to the black community. He expresses disdain for what he perceives as the hypocrisy of certain groups, specifically referencing Jewish dialogue and tensions while alluding to past animosity. He draws a parallel between the treatment of Palestinians and the historical rejection of Jesus, accusing these groups of arrogance and a refusal to acknowledge their own shortcomings. He also critiques the legacy of hatred directed towards marginalized groups, arguing that this hatred continues to manifest in various forms of discrimination and oppression. Farrakhan highlights the negative portrayal of black individuals in the media, arguing that this perpetuates harmful stereotypes and hinders progress. He also addresses the systemic injustices that affect the lives of black men, calling for the release of those imprisoned and advocating for reforms to the criminal justice system. In response to these challenges, Farrakhan advocates for a path of self-determination and community empowerment. He critiques the concept of integration, arguing that it has failed to address racial disparities and has instead led to a loss of self-sufficiency. He highlights the historical achievements of black communities during segregation, arguing that they were able to build successful businesses and institutions. He emphasizes the need for collective action to uplift the black community, calling for unity and a focus on self-sufficiency. Farrakhan advocates for the development of black-owned businesses and institutions, urging individuals to serve their own community rather than relying on external support. He also calls for reparations and the release of prisoners, arguing that these measures are essential for the building of a new nation for black people. Farrakhan envisions a future where black communities are self-reliant and prosperous, free from the constraints of systemic oppression. He emphasizes the importance of utilizing the skills and talents of incarcerated black men, proposing a plan for the government to fund community initiatives instead of maintaining prisons. He also advocates for the development of infrastructure in Africa, arguing that this is crucial for the continent's economic and political independence. Ultimately, Farrakhan's message is a call for individuals to overcome envy and foster brotherhood. He urges individuals to reflect on their own feelings of envy and seek spiritual guidance to remove these destructive emotions. He defines true righteousness as wanting for others what one desires for oneself, promoting unity and goodwill. He emphasizes the importance of recognizing the unique contributions of each individual and resisting the temptation to compare oneself to others. He advocates for a spirit of self-determination, where individuals focus on their own growth and development rather than seeking to undermine the success of others. Farrakhan's message is complex and multifaceted, encompassing critiques of societal structures, calls for self-reliance, and an exploration of the human condition. His emphasis on self-determination and community empowerment resonates with many who feel marginalized and oppressed. However, his critiques of certain groups and his emphasis on racial separation have also drawn criticism. It is important to acknowledge the historical context in which Farrakhan speaks. His message reflects the lived experiences of many Black Americans who have faced systemic racism and discrimination. His calls for self-reliance and community empowerment are rooted in a desire to create a more just and equitable society. However, it is also important to critically examine his perspectives and consider their potential implications. His emphasis on racial separation, for example, raises concerns about the potential for further division and isolation. His critiques of certain groups, while reflecting legitimate grievances, can also contribute to harmful stereotypes and prejudice. Ultimately, Farrakhan's message is a call for dialogue and reflection. It challenges us to examine our own biases and assumptions, and to consider the ways in which we can contribute to a more just and equitable society. His emphasis on self-determination and community empowerment offers a vision of hope and possibility, but it also requires a critical examination of the challenges and complexities involved. The power of envy, the need for communal strength, and the importance of self-reliance are the themes that resonate throughout the summary of Farrakhan's speech. His words are a call for an internal and external change, one that begins with the individual and extends to the entire community. Minister Farrakhan's message, as distilled in this summary, serves as a potent reflection of the ongoing struggle for empowerment within Black communities and, by extension, other marginalized colored majorities. His insistence on self-reliance isn't merely a call for economic independence, but a profound assertion of agency in the face of systemic barriers. The historical context of oppression, the continued disparities in justice, and the media's persistent negative portrayals necessitate a paradigm shift. He urges a move away from passive acceptance towards active creation of a future, defined by collective strength and self-determination. The emphasis on overcoming envy and fostering brotherhood speaks to the internal challenges faced by marginalized groups. The dynamics of competition and perceived scarcity can fracture communities, hindering their collective progress. Farrakhan's call for a shift in perspective, to desire for others what one desires for oneself, is a vital step towards building a united front. This internal transformation is as crucial as external change, as it empowers individuals to resist the divisive tactics that have historically been used to maintain power structures. The critique of integration and the emphasis on building independent institutions highlight the limitations of relying on systems designed by those who have historically benefited from inequality. It is a recognition that true liberation requires building one's own table rather than seeking a place at another's. While integration may offer some opportunities, it often fails to address the root causes of systemic disparities. Farrakhan's focus on self-sufficiency and the utilization of internal resources is a strategic approach to building lasting power and resilience. Furthermore, the focus on the potential of incarcerated individuals and the call for reparations underscore the need for restorative justice, recognizing the skills and talents of those who have been marginalized and providing resources for community development are essential steps towards healing the wounds of historical oppression. The idea that the government should fund community initiatives instead of prisons reflects a fundamental shift in priorities, recognizing that investment in people is more effective than investment in punitive systems. Ultimately, Farrakhan's message is a call for a holistic approach to liberation. It emphasizes the interconnectedness of internal transformation, community building, and systemic change. It urges marginalized communities to reject the narratives of victimhood and embrace the power of collective action. By overcoming internal divisions, building independent institutions, and advocating for restorative justice, colored majorities can pave the way for a future defined by equity and self-determination. His words are not just a commentary on the past, but a blueprint for a more just and equitable future.